Howdy fucking doody!
Oh. I missed my tool.
I think you caught him playing with something.
What? Oh. Alright.
That's the way it sounds when he's in bed with somebody.
Like a rabbit.
Oh, God.
Howdy fucking doody, people. We miss you.
His nickname is Stumper.
And when you scratch a dog in the leg on the belly,
your leg just kicks.
Yeah, just, you see my leg right here.
Wait, so if a chick's, going down on you, she just sees a leg in the
like
air
this.
just kicking? Wow.
Anywho, let's get all that disclaimer because I feel like we had a little bit of issues with that, but you haven't done that in a while. We haven't been saying that, so
we didn't do that with Barry.
The last one.
We did that with Barry.
So disclaimer to any music, any audio does not, or that gets flagged, it's not any of ours.
It doesn't belong to us. YouTube, you fuck.
So
Instagram, you fuck.
We don't want to put that out there first of all. Shoutouts. I don't think we did shoutouts too either.
No, we rushed through it.
I think because we're so caught up in having Barry on it, we're kind of like forgetting shit. But
no, we fell in the loop because somebody got COVID.
Oh yeah. But shout out to Bruce R13. That guy's always been our supporter since day one. Oh, goes Danny, one of my coworkers. What's up, bud? Shout out to Zim Zima, Thela Halo, this fucker. To any of you guys that's been supporting us since day one. What else? Gully Julie.
Thank you to my bikini waxer. Just letting you know, I'm sorry I didn't shower properly that day. It was pretty bad.
There's everybody that's been trying to help us. So, today's guest.
Oh, music is Mortiz album, The Great Deceiver. So, yeah, fuck you, YouTube and Instagram.
That wasn't the guest, but today's guest is Ewan. I don't even know his handle per se. Oh, it is.
Ewan again. Uncle Ewan.
I believe he's from the UK, so it's gonna be pretty fucking early for him. Hopefully he gets in.
He said 5, he's already here.
Is he?
Yeah, he's here.
Where?
Go on, blind ass. He's
there. I am blind.
Just sit there and stroke your hammer. Oh, God.
Oh, you gorgeous bastard, you.
Howdy fucking dirty.
Howdy fucking dirty, he said it. How you been, bud? I know it's early as fuck over there, right?
Yeah, 5 a.m. I was up bright and early. Made sure I got a few hours of sleep in, but yeah, I'm here for you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Damn, 5 in the morning. I hate waking up at those hours.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, no, I rarely sleep properly anyway, so it's all good. Stay up, have a chat, It's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, welcome to Dead and Laughing, bud. It's I'm honored. I'm pretty sure you're honored as well.
Yes.
But let's get to it. So, what's your name and what do you do exactly?
What's your social security number? Your length, credit card number?
Size, as you like to say.
The local authorities already have all my details, so contact them. They'll tell you. I'm on a few lists, so don't worry about that. Well, I mean, first off, I don't want to, I don't want to shit on you too hard, but the pronunciation of my name is Ewan. I guess it's not like it's not a name over there. As far as I'm aware, most people from the States pronounce it Ewan or Ewan or Iwan or some version of that. But then, like over here, it's whatever. It's from Scotland, and in Scotland, being called Ewan is like being called Dave. It's the most common fucking name ever. But I guess in the States, it's not. I guess if anything, I tell people it's like Ewan McGregor, fucking Obi-Wan from the shit series of Star Wars films. But yeah, I'm that guy. I'm an artist. I draw shit online, and sometimes people like it, so that's cool. And yeah, I'm happy to talking to you guys.
Yeah. No,
Thanks for telling us, because I didn't even think about that. Ewan, I butchered your name too. Sorry.
It's all good. No worries. No worries.
At least I wasn't saying Ewan.
Yeah.
At least I wasn't saying that shit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then that's America. Then you get into like, I don't know, Colombians pronounce it a different way, and like all crazy kinds of. Even my nan she writes it a different way in my Christmas cards every year. I don't know what she's on, but
is that on purpose or is it just by accident?
I got to assume it's just dementia and just being a stupid old bitch.
No, not like that. That explains it.
that would be funny if she was doing it on purpose the whole time.
That would be. I'd give her props for that. I'd be really, really impressed if she had that in her. While we're talking names, has anyone ever commented on how clever the name of your podcast is?
I think only a couple people.
Yeah, a couple people. We want to thank our buddy Bruce R13. He kind of helped us with the name.
Kind of my ass.
Yeah, well, it's from him. We were looking for names, and then I don't know what it is, but that guy is so good with coming up with names, nicknames, and the first one was Dead, and it was something else, and then we changed it later on.
No, it was Dead and Laughing.
Or was it? I thought it was something else, but
no, it was because when we first started this whole shit, we were just like, well, what the fuck will we call it if we're doing this whole thing? And there was a couple of different names, and the only one that really stuck was Dead and Laughing.
So he's dead and I'm laughing, so it kind of makes sense. So
that's exactly
on the inside.
What I thought.
Our asses off.
Yeah,
I was in my kitchen a couple of days ago, thinking about talking to you guys, and it clicked out of nowhere. I was like, oh, I fucking get it. He's a corpse and he's a clown. He's dead and alive. He's fucking genius. But it's like, even as far as like podcast names go, it's like, it's clever because it's a good name, like Dead and Laughing. There's all the, people love all the fucking serial killer documentary shit, or the real crime stuff.
Wow.
So it kind of goes along with that. Like, it has the same vibe, dead but laughing, but it's a corpse and it's a clown. It's fucking smart, man. I really, really appreciate that, because I name all my shit like I got a comic about a gun. It's about a Viking with guns, and the title of it is Gun Viking. It's like the most obvious, like, just boring shit, because I can't come up with. I can draw, but I can't come up with fucking names. So yeah, props to the guy who came up with Dead and Laughing, because that's a genius fucking name.
Yeah, no, we the minute we heard it, we're kind of like, Dead and Laughing, man. It sounds fucking perfect. So
yeah, we spotted it. We're like, wait, hold on, who said that? Go back. Had to go through. We're like, who said this? Who said that? And everybody started saying, oh, Bruce said it.
And yeah,
oh shit.
Yeah, thanks to that guy.
Yeah, thanks, asshole.
Yeah, asshole. But anyway, because I know I've been following you for a while, so I'm kind of familiar with your work. I know you do graffiti, you do digital, and then you do comics too. I know you're really big on comics as well, really massive on comics.
Well, a lot of chesticles.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of.
Yeah, I know you have. Yeah. For me, it's. I'm kind of fangirling you right now, but it's. I'm a big fan of your art. It's really crazy. I actually base my art off of yours, like your techniques and whatnot, and inspiration is what it is, and the way you layer your paints too, as well as your acrylics, and also your cross hatching is absolutely insane with your cross hatching. So.
Oh, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, I didn't notice that you were doing that. At first, I didn't spot it, and then just looking at some of your pieces, like, holy shit! Wait, I had to go back and look at them. And it's funny that some of the ones that I spot that on was the breasts. I was like, wait, the shading looks different. And then I started looking at more of them, more images, like, what was it? For the men with nipples? Men's nipples are useless. False. Lit those fuckers up. It does just
Yeah.
the shading. It tripped me out because I didn't spot it until like way the fuck after.
Yeah. So how did that start? Or well, the whole, because I know the models you have are actual real persons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I had a girlfriend for a few years. As a Christian girl, and I was raised in a Christian household, and so it was like someone I knew from years back. We got back in touch, and I was with her for a bit. I was going to church for a while, and it's like strict Christian, like, you know, no sex before marriage, and, you know, can't kiss too much because that might lead to something. So it was a bit of a weird relationship. I really tried to like make it work, but it wasn't happening. So that ended a lot later than it should have. But when it did, I kind of just like, I wanted to see some tits and asses, and so I sort of, I'd been building, I'd kind of been building my my online following, and so I literally put a thing on Instagram saying, send me pictures of your butts and I'll draw your butts, like whatever. About hundreds and hundreds of people did that, and like, I don't know, do you know what Inktober is?
Yeah. October,
Yeah. So it just so happened it was like that was happening sort of during October when Inktober was a thing. So it got to November, and so I called it Buttvember. So it was just drawing butts for the whole month of November, and then got to December, and I was like, well, if people are willing to show me their butts, maybe they're willing to show me their tits too. And so I said, hey, let's do December boobs, and they did. And then it got filthy quick, like really filthy, really quick. There was a point, there was maybe like a year or two where every day multiple girls or people were sending me multiple photos. They're on a safe hard drive at the moment, thousands of nudes from random people, like not even models, just people that exist in the world. Some of them want to be kept anonymous, which makes sense. They've got like families and jobs. They don't want to, you know, have them attached to their nudes online. Some of them are perfectly happy to be known that they're doing it. And then, because like none of it, I don't consider it erotic because I don't like draw porn. I have a porn addiction, which is a whole other fucking thing. I keep that, you know, sacred. But the nudes I draw, they're all like, they're studies. You know, they're just drawings just because bums look nice and boobs look nice. It's not meant to be erotic. But sometimes people will send me, it's usually guys, they'll send me pictures of them like eating a girl out or fucking a girl, and they're like, hey, draw this. And it's just like, no, it's not what it's about. Like, so I try to keep it tasteful, but then, I mean, even then, in 2019, it was April Fool's Day 2019. My Instagram account got deleted by Instagram. I was just about to hit 70,000 followers. But I'd just drawn, I think, because I'd drawn a few vaginas, but I just drew like one too many, and Instagram had enough of it and removed me.
No,
a bit of a bummer.
I remember when your shit got deleted, and I was kind of upset, and I was like, oh, fuck, man. And then I think you already had another backup account, and so you threw that out there, and then not surprisingly, but a lot of people were reposting your account, and I'm pretty sure most likely you're raised back up to where you were at. So I do remember your shit getting deleted, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? So.
Yeah, that was a bad couple of days. I mean, at the moment, like for the last few years, I've been making a living off of drawing off of Instagram, which is a weird thing. Like, I hate Instagram, I hate social media, but it's literally like paying my rent, so I have to sort of roll with it. Luckily, at the time my account was deleted, I wasn't in that position. I had a day job, so it was like not the end of the world, but
right.
Fucking 70,000 followers is a lot of fucking followers. But yeah, I didn't actually have a backup account. It was such a fucking process to like get a new account because they blocked my IP address from my phone, so I couldn't set up a new account on the phone. So I contacted a friend in the States and used their phone to set up a backup account before I could get my. It was a whole fucking thing. But yeah, like luckily I've been able to like make friends with other artists and stuff. Some of them with pretty big followings, so they were all like, you know, Ewan got deleted, followers in the account, and you know, I mean, Instagram's a whole different thing now. It's changed so much even in the last few years. So like trying to build a following is a whole different game, and it's slow going. But like I managed to get enough to make a living off of it, just about, which is something.
You think it's harder then to get more followers now compared to?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it kind of makes sense because of the whole shit they were doing with what do they call it? Like
the algorithm and everything.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Where that happened, it kind of fucked a lot of people over because a lot of the shit wasn't getting seen, and yeah, that's.
And I think
shadow banning and all that shit.
Shadow banning?
Yeah.
Some shit like that. People were getting banned without actually getting banned. They were on there, but
they
nobody was really seeing their posts.
Yeah, they stopped promoting your posts, so they stopped showing them on like the explore page and stuff, and that's what they call shadow banning. So you can post and do what you want, but no one will see it, so you may as well be banned. But I think it's with like reels and stuff, and like Instagram trying to be like TikTok or whatever it is, it becomes more instantaneous, and you just swipe through quicker and quicker. Where like when I first started making or getting a following, it was largely by like I'd find drawings I liked by other artists and like trace them and paint over them to like give them color and shape and texture and stuff, and then the other artists would be like, oh shit, this is really cool. They'd post it on their page, tell everyone, hey, go follow this guy, he's really cool, and I'd get like a lot of new followers, and that build. But now if you do something like that, people post it in their story, it's gone in 24 hours, and even if they say, hey, go follow this guy, people are like swiping through stories so quickly, they're not clicking links to other people's pages and hitting follow. So, and a lot of people tried to get that from me as well, like, hey, can you repost my artwork, hopefully they can get some more followers. But even if I say go follow this guy, like so few people will actually do it. So trying to build an audience it's not necessarily harder, but it's so different from like how I originally built my following.
Yeah.
And like it's reels, it's TikTok dances, it's viral challenges and fucking lip syncing to songs and stuff that I don't really do much of. So
yeah, well, look at we see it all the time, and it kind of feels like people like that are getting the attention, and it sucks, unfortunately. I mean, people rather see someone dancing and they'd rather see someone painting and shit, which is kind of sucks because I've been trying to gain a following for quite some time because I've been on Instagram for a very long time, but it's just somehow it just doesn't grow. And recently, to be honest, I kind of just stopped making my art as a business, and I kind of just do it for myself now at this point, which it kind of feels good, just to make my art and not really trying to have a goal for it per se, just trying to become better for myself. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been lately, it's been like a roadblock for me, but I'm picking it up again, and I already have a bunch of stuff that I really want to try again, which is oils and airbrushing and all types of shit. I've been trying to get back into graffiti. So that being said, I know you're for sure you'd be doing some massive fucking murals with your style. So I remember you did a rat, wasn't it? You did a giant rat.
What's that?
A graffiti
Yeah.
rat. You did I remember that, like that collaboration. So what
that got painted over like 2 days later.
2 days later, it was gone.
Yeah, literally, like because I painted it with my friend Tom, who I usually paint with, Tom Blackford. We usually do like half and half because our styles are quite different, but like our themes are the same, like gore and horror stuff. So he did half like a warped Mickey Mouse head, and I did half a rat face. I get a text like 2-3 days later, 8 a.m, with a picture of some guy like roller painting over it, like dull mustard yellows and browns and stuff, like he's painting some weird abstract shapes. And it was like, isn't this your wall getting painted over? And it was some guy from Europe who just came to paint in London, didn't know who was who, what was what, found a wall and figured, I'll just paint over this. And so Tom went by, like he caught him before the guy finished, like didn't beat him up or anything, but gave him a shove and was like, the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, you don't just come and paint this is 2 days old, you don't just do that. And for I mean, like Tom's pretty well known, and I've become somewhat known in like the London graffiti scene or whatever, vaguely. But people realise like we're pretty serious about what we do, and they leave us alone. If they see a wall by us, for the most part, they leave us to it. They don't tend to go over it. So for that to happen, that was a pretty like big deal. But we went and painted it again, like and because I don't live in the city, so it can be pretty expensive for me to get in there and buy paint and all. So I was there like the Monday or whatever, so I had to go back the Friday to repaint the thing. But we painted like zombie versions of our mouse and rat head, so it was like coming back from the dead. It was pretty cool. And we kind of preferred the second wall we painted, so in that way it was.
So it worked out. It kind of worked out.
Yeah, in a way. I don't want to give credit to the fucking guy that came and over. Fuck that prick, piece of shit. But
I don't
but
blame
we
guy.
yeah, fuck him. Hope he's dead now. But we're we're glad we got something good out of it.
So the rules.
Oh, I think Jordan Jones is a fan.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He said your work is beautiful. That dude does some sick ass work too.
Yeah.
His blood paintings are a trip. He said, "Why don't you do?"
Well,
Dude, blood painting. Come on.
Hold on. No, but the graffiti rules kind of apply to over here. You kind of just sometimes people even own the walls because that's their wall, and you're not allowed to paint on it unless without permission. And over here, it's quite serious. You get beat up and sometimes even shot or killed.
Oh,
for
yeah.
shit like that. So, you just don't do that kind of shit over here. Especially if you see big ass, crazy ass pieces, you just don't paint over a shit like that unless either you're gonna cover it completely and not do some whack ass shit, and all it is just ask permission, or you look for whoever owns it and ask them. But even then, if I was the dickhead, I wouldn't go up and then I saw this fucking piece, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna paint over this shit. I wouldn't do that. I'm like, oh hell no, I can't. I'm not gonna even touch this shit. I'm gonna look for another wall. But
yeah, exactly. Plus, it's like it's some real like cockiness and arrogance to think that you can that your work is going to be good enough to go over someone else's. Like I'd never even think that. I'd always find like shitty little walls down back alleys that no one would see because I'd be so ashamed that anyone would see mine and not like it. It took a long time for me to actually paint where people would see. So yeah, to go over someone. And I mean, back in the day when I was first getting into graffiti, I'd had those moments where I've painted over people I shouldn't have painted over, and came very, very close to having my ass kicked because of it. Narrowly talked my way out of getting beat the fuck out. So I sort of learned my lesson almost the hard way, but luckily not. Yeah, it's a weird world.
I was gonna say, didn't you also made figurines, right? Actual figurines of your art style before? I think I've seen that. Actual 3D printed toys.
There's one. There's this guy.
There you go. That's the one.
Yeah, it's there's a guy on Instagram. His little penis is there. I mean, it won't show on the camera, but honestly, the detail in his ball bag is insane. It's got wrinkles and creases and stuff that the guy put in there. I didn't draw it that detailed originally, but the guy who made this made it good. But yeah, no, that's a guy called Mike FX on Instagram. I think he's a sculptor. That's what he does. And he randomly knocked one of these up. I think he 3D modeled it and then sculpted it in clay. I don't think it was 3D printed, and then he cast a bunch of them. But then he's got a life and a job, so he can't really afford to just make a shitload of them. He made a handful. I sold a copy. That's pretty cool. That's one of those things that's it's almost fan art, which is really, really cool. When someone takes something you've drawn, just some shitty little doodle, and they turn it into a sculpture or a 3D model. So it's really, really bizarre, but
that's
really,
pretty
really
sick.
Cool to see that.
That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen that before. And just hearing you say, wow, the detail he put inside his ball bag is amazing. And it's like, holy shit. So, and he sat there and, like you said, he sculpted it. He sat there and sculpted it. Just the amount of detail he must have put into that guy's scrot is fucking insane. Holy shit.
I picture him 3D modeling it on his screen, like blowing it up on the screen and really getting into it. Really enjoying sculpting that scrote.
I missed the vein. Fuck.
Get the seam down the middle and everything. Oh, magic.
The seam.
So I mean,
Oh shit.
I mean, for your inspiration, what else inspires you? I know comics do. I know graffiti does. What else? Models. What else inspires your art as well? What fuels it and whatnot?
Dude, the comment. So somebody said respect to the micro. What is it?
Micro
Respect to
ball.
the micro attention on the ball bag. Man really loves his craft. Fuck yeah.
You know it. Well, I mean, aside, there's all the boring answers, like you say, graffiti, skateboarding, hip hop, like comic books. It's just the usual shit. Other than that, it's like kind of being desperate to be different from everyone else, like needing to be a nonconformist. Like, it's not enough to just be a nonconformist and not go along with fads and trends. It's like everyone has to know that I don't conform to this. So when, through all of like school and college and university, all my teachers and lecturers would say, don't do your final work in ballpoint pen because it's not neat, it's not professional, it's whatever. And now that's basically how I make my living. I produce art books full of, ballpoint drawings and nothing, but all of my nudes are done in ballpoint drawing. I've almost pretty much completely stopped using pencil at all. I like to do all my rough work in pen. And so I make sure everyone knows I do all my work in ballpoint because you're not supposed to. And then like with comics, I hand paint all my comics, which is partly because like those are the comics I like from like the 90s and stuff. There was a lot of, especially in Britain and Europe, there's a lot of like hand painted comics. And the fact that now everything is digital, like every comic you pick up, or 90% of them, they're all produced digitally, which is like, some of the art's good, but it looks so samey across, if it's Marvel, DC, Image, whatever. So having a hand painted comic, I feel is my way of being like different from everyone else. But that also means I don't get work. Publishers don't fucking take a second look at my work. It seems no one even wants to review my comics. So yeah, but that's all part of being like fucking punk. Like, yeah, the establishment doesn't want any part of me, but I'm doing my own thing. That's what I tell myself to keep going.
Because they don't know good shit.
Huh?
Because they don't know good shit.
They don't know good shit. They don't know good shit.
They just want the same shit to be done.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys are into Dungeons and Dragons at all, but like not even back in the day, even like 10 years ago, the rule books for D&D, there was ink drawings, pencil drawings, like watercolor stuff, acrylic paintings, all kinds of different illustrations in these books. And now the new ones, it's all digital and it all looks exactly the same. Like, it used to be you could see each individual artist by their work, but now you can't tell who's who because it's just all like, it may as well be black and white, just plain grayscale all the way through because they don't know good shit. It's just churn it out as a product. And
I remember seeing some of those when I was younger. Never played it, never fucking played it. But I've seen some of those because it does look interesting. Even just the different shit for it. It does seem interesting. And the artwork really drew me in because, yeah, it's always different. Some of them were always different. It just looks trippy. It looks fucking sick. Creatures and everything. Yeah. I haven't seen any of the new ones, but now you got me curious. Like, how's the new ones? Like, it was just.
Well, I mean, that's it. Like.
Go ahead.
I was waiting for that to happen. I knew that was going to happen sooner or later. Well, yeah, like some of the drawings are good. I can't say that it's bad art. Like, they're well created, like well drawn, well rendered pieces. But like, you flip through a book so quickly because it all just looks the same. So like, like I used to get like the monster manuals, the books just full of all the D&D monsters with all like their rules for using them in the game. But I just love looking at all the drawings of monsters and copying them and stuff. But now like, it's not even worth doing that because they all look the fucking same.
Yeah, it doesn't. Nothing pops out. It's pretty much I don't want to say a copy and paste, but it just doesn't stand out. It doesn't catch your eye. But
No,
it's
no,
like,
exactly.
it's
It
like
feels
you
copy
can
and paste.
appreciate it, but not to the level that it was appreciated before.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Well, for me, I enjoy straight out just hand painted stuff because of you can see the brush strokes and stuff like that. You can tell that it takes years to get to that point. And I understand
the attention to detail.
Yeah,
like the scrote.
Like the scroll.
Exactly. That's like the scope.
So so the
But that's like.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Like how I learned to paint was Simon Bisley is an obvious one. People will constantly tell me my work looks like his because I copied his style a lot. And then Glenn Fabry is another one, two British comic book artists who like pretty much all their stuff is hand painted. But because when you're hand painting comics, you have to work quickly, so that you like cut a lot of corners and you use certain techniques and layering paint in a quick way. But what that gives you is artwork where you can see the brush strokes, like you said. You can see the underpainting, you can see the sketches underneath because they leave gaps because it's quicker to do. And it's because of that I was able to learn to paint, because you can look at it and like one painting is almost a tutorial in itself, because you can see the layers and you can go, oh, so that's the drawing, then they layer this paint and then that paint. And so just being able to see brush strokes and pen marks is like a really important thing in learning how to do it yourself.
Yeah, and I feel like graffiti is a big part of that too, of layering. From the bottom to the top to the most detailed. I feel like graffiti is really based on that, of layering down in that method. Because my work still involves graffiti rules.
Yeah, you gotta put your base, you gotta add on that, and add on that, and add on that.
And highlights and all that good stuff. And
like if it's like a really good piece, like holy fuck, that's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, a lot of layering going down. But no,
I think the way
I feel like
paint,
for sure, my art is really a big inspiration of your shit, of your shiza.
No.
So. Bro, I'm dead ass. So when I say that,
You made him blush.
I'm serious. Like, your art really inspired me a lot to the fullest, dude. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. And I can't.
Thanks for going along with that. That was great.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a big inspiration for me. So.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I can't get enough of it. It's insane, and the fact that you have that graffiti background and I do as well, so it kind of like it makes sense to me. That whole method of what you're doing totally makes sense, and it works effectively. And the beauty of it is, if you know how to do it, you really don't have to put that much work in. Like, if you know it already, and so it's natural already, and it comes out perfect mostly every time. So I understand, and your madness is what's going on. So yeah, so that's why I was telling him I was bummed out the last time that you were supposed to get on and we missed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I didn't know.
Someone got COVID.
Yeah. Sadly, he had COVID, and we were like, "Fuck, we gotta reschedule." And then I told him, he's like,
I was like, what?
Yeah. That was his response. Even in the text message, he was like, "The fuck?
Yeah.
We had him on the show. Fuck."
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if
Man, and
in your room, dying slowly.
It's it can take a lot for me to like build up to shit like this. Like I took a big nervous dump right before talking to that. Because it just
no. I cleared room.
But I mean, because that's how it is. So I was mostly bummed about that, because like the last time we were going to talk, I was building up to it, preparing myself, and then it just fucking cut off. Like, oh fucking. So yeah, I'm glad it's a relief to actually get that out of me, to clear my system.
Jordan put a comment. Would love to see some of Ewan's pieces done as tattoo works. That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever gotten your pieces done on them?
Yeah, a few. I've been meaning to put like a little collage together. There's been a couple that are like that like commissioned me to do pieces for them specifically for tattoo designs, and then there's a couple of people who just like saw something cool and got it tattooed. One of the more recent ones was Ganesh, the Indian elephant-headed four-armed god thing.
Oh yeah.
I did a painting of that, and the guy, I think he's still got one session to go, but he's getting that tattooed on him. And there was one of like some horror characters, like like a Frankenstein monster, a wolfman, a fish guy, and a vampire, and that was quite a cool tattoo. So yeah, there's been quite a few of them. The artist, you know, tattooing it has a lot to do with whether or not it looks good. Because I've seen a couple that like the fact that someone's getting my work tattooed on them is amazing, but sometimes maybe if it was done by an artist with more experience in certain techniques, it could look a bit better. But that's not really down to me, is it? So.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Because I've gotten a few of my pieces tatted on them, and that's it's kind of strange to me because I mean every artist thinks they're not good enough, but it was flattering, but yet it was like why? But if they liked it that much, then fuck it, get it done, I guess. But I mean,
I asked the same question. Even with that crusty design for you, just random out of fucking nowhere when you got it, and he's like,
oh yeah,
like what the fuck?
Yeah, because I loved it. The minute I saw it, well, I don't know if he's able to see it, but that's my
sick.
That's his drawing, pretty much. Yeah, that is your drawing, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
That was
That's
just being bored, and I was like, fuck it, I have it right here, and I made it look like him. And he fucking fell in love with it.
Yeah, so like, I'm getting that. But
That's killer. I love that.
yeah. So have you been to the States? I feel like you've had. No.
No.
You never been to the States?
No, I've not. I mean, I guess through not having the means or the opportunity and just general laziness, I've never left the country I'm in currently.
Yeah.
So,
At least you're
I've plans to. Yeah, well, you know, I try to be. But like, because again, through Instagram, like I've got what I can now consider friends all across the States, like completely coast to coast. And so a plan in the future, God knows when, is to travel from one end to the other, like sleep on people's couches, sell art to buy plane tickets, like take a couple of months to really, you know, travel, see people, see the sights, you know, get caught in a shooting somewhere, because that happens a lot apparently. But yeah, I mean, it would be great fun to like hang out with people and make art and stuff. But yeah, sadly not had the opportunity. So,
It's funny how you said that. You don't get caught in a shooting, something like that.
Yeah, you know,
once you hear it
either a
couple
drive-by
times, you
or
get
like.
used to it. But holy shit, that's funny.
I mean, have you guys like experienced or been close to a shooting or anything? Is it like, because we hear on the news it's so common, it happens every day. But like, I mean, I don't know. I don't experience it.
It depends on what areas you're in. Like for us, where we live, it's ghetto. So like down the street, you'll hear pop, 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 and then you're just like, I wonder if that's a firework or if that's a pistol. Then you hear it again. Pop, 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 pop. Oh no, that's a pistol.
Recently there was a drive-by outside my window, and so I was playing games, and then I heard, and then I was like, what was that? And then I heard a car passing by, and I was like, whatever, and I just went back to playing games.
You know it's bad when you think it's gonna go through a couple of apartments to get to me. I'm good.
Yeah. So, I mean, you do end up in situations where you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. That for sure could happen, and that's always my mindset when I'm out and about. Because he lives in the ghetto, but my part of the town, it's fucking horrible.
Yeah. It's funny because we're only down the street from each other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's like that's the only difference. Like I've lived in areas that's just like that, but I don't now.
Yeah.
Thankfully, but holy shit.
Yeah, because you lived in LA.
Yeah.
So he for sure has seen action. I've seen action. You remember the riots that were happening out here in the news? Did you ever see that? There was riots. Yeah. One
of them was literally down the street from his place.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
But
few city blocks away from me. That's where he lives. And just down the street from his place, they were just, it was on the news, like, holy shit.
Looting.
Called him up, like, is that by you? He's like, yeah, it's by me. I can hear it.
No, I was actually driving by and driving around, and it was interesting because nobody was fucking with me. I think it was the dreadlocks. I mean, they probably saved my ass, but they weren't fucking with me. They were more focused on the cops, which I get was happening, and yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it makes you stronger to have that hood street mentality. It just makes you stronger and aware of more things that happen around you. So,
or you just get desensitized and it becomes just common.
True. So,
maybe. I mean, because I grew up in a pretty rough area, like an England rough area. So we don't have guns, but like there's knife crime. I know. I had a friend who lived a few doors down. His older brother had his head cracked open and like was very close to dying. Like got mugged and stuff. And that's like, yeah. So I grew up around that, and I think, like you say, it doesn't toughen you up, but at least keeps you alert, maybe.
Yeah.
But it gives you a bit of grit. I don't know. I'm talking shit.
No.
It kind of does. It like puts you, like keeps you on your toes a little bit. Like, well, if this happens, I know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Yeah. See, there you go.
And you start thinking, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do, but I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna get my run on and fucking.
I feel like that's even more intense when the fact that there's no guns and there's just knives and shit. You really have to get close and personal. So I feel like that's even more crazier.
That makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah,
because you got to get like up close.
You gotta like.
So over here.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. You gotta stop.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, it's kind of one of my favorite funny stories to tell, which is a few years ago when I was at university. I got held up at knife point by a couple of guys. But I was saved by the fact that, again, being so fucking punk and non-conformist, I was wearing shitty like second-hand clothes covered in paint. My shoes weren't even branded, just some cheap like £10 shoes from the store. I didn't have a smartphone. I had an old shitty clicky phone. I had nothing in my wallet. So the guys were like, they were walking behind me at like 2 a.m. I was coming back from seeing the girl. And they go, oh, mate, you got the time? What are you doing out? Where have you been? Whatever, just conversation. And I was a little bit like, can't really do anything. Then they get in front of me, like without pushing me, sort of like edge me towards a wall. So I'm kind of pinned. And then one pulls out a knife and he's like, give me your wallet. What you got? Give me your phone. What you got for me? What you got for me? And I'm there. It's just like the cartoons. Like my knees are like rattling together because I'm just so fucking terrified. I don't know what to do. Like, never been in that position before. But then I was kind of saved. Like I said, I was telling the guy, like, I would love to help you, but I'm not the guy to mug. I got nothing. All my clothes are trash. I have no money. This is my phone. It's a piece of shit. And the guys kind of laughed and were like, oh, whatever. All right. See you later. So, I was lucky in that respect. But now I carry a knife because of that. So it's like you've got to keep yourself prepared in some kind of way.
Yeah, we kind of feel like you're armored. You're armed up.
My house, there's got to be something. Like,
There's
something nearby all the fucking time. Like, for instance, what's on our desk right now? He has a sledgehammer and I have a scythe. I'm not even kidding.
Oh shit! Wow, you've got to be prepared. I've got hatchets and crowbars and all types of shit around.
We have 2 questions. Someone said, "What's your current piece that you're working on? If you have a current piece."
And do you ship your books to the States?
Shit.
Do you
ship? Oh,
I ship them out into envelope. Send them in.
That's just my shit over there.
So when you shit your books, what trajectory and like angle do you get it so it lands in what state?
That's where the yoga practice comes in. You get a downward dog and fire it out at a 45-degree angle. I ship worldwide. Brexit, that thing has ruined the post, so a lot of stuff gets lost these days. But I ship worldwide. currently working on this drawing of a guy getting lethal injection, but he's really happy about it because they're putting him out of his misery.
I see. It's another thing about your art too. It's really relatable. It's like you get it, you understand, and it's sad, but it's funny at the same time, and it's great. I love seeing shit like that all the time. It's like dark humor, dark comedy, all that good shit.
I was literally gonna say that.
It's the best. I can't think of any other comedy that fits perfect for our shit too, and for someone like you, it's just relatable, really relatable. So like
I feel like I don't necessarily try to make it relatable, but like I kind of know it's gonna be like, you know, like I say, you grow up in a rough neighborhood, you don't have a lot of money, and you sort of, that's most people's experience. So you sort of draw what you know. A lot of people relate to it. It does kind of push you to do more stuff like that, which is quite cool.
Yeah. But I'm always giddy to see one of your pieces coming up. So that's my.
I can tell your nipples have been hard this whole time, haven't they?
Like that drawing. Men's nipples are not false.
Or not false? Wait, what?
False. Schmuck.
It says men's nipples are useless.
False.
False. Yeah. You're on fire right now, aren't they?
Kinda. I got
burning up a bit.
Oh, that leather face looks. That shit cracked me up. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
The one right after that, your piece right after that, that shit cracked me the fuck up. I was just holy shit.
That's kind of how I felt when I saw when I normally see him in that scene. I always look at it's those two things: his eyes and his mouth. That's all I see.
Yeah, yeah.
You just brought him closer.
It's that emoji that people use where they put like the eye and the lips and the eye.
Mouth. Like holy shit.
Yeah. Another one that I liked too was the thing you did, the painting.
Oh, like with the red light.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
It's just crazy, man. Let me see. Yeah, it's just the layering too. It's the way you layer it down. It's insane.
Now that you say Simon, what was it? Bisley? Bisley? I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Bisley, yeah.
Bisley? All right, Simon Bisley.
Yeah.
Since now I know how to pronounce it properly. I didn't get that feel, but now that you say it, I could see it. I can see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, that guy just...
Like I say, I mean, when people say, like, how do you learn to paint and stuff, I tell them the way I learn to paint is find shit you like and you copy it until you can do it without copying, and then you can just do it on your own. And that's how I learned to paint, was copying Simon Bisley's work until I could be Simon Bisley without looking at Simon Bisley. So.
That's a different way to say it.
Yeah, I like that though. Normally, how long does it take for something like that? Or even sometimes with your ball pen sketches, how long do they normally take to process?
Well, I mean, like the pen drawings I can do, like I can do a drawing of, you know, a nice set of boobs or a bum in like under an hour.
Oh.
Because it's so second nature to me using a pen, because I've literally done it since like school, like preschool for you guys. Like just drawing with pens is all I've ever done, so I can do that really quick. Painting, something like the thing that maybe 3 or 4 hours, because that's quite minimal, that one, in terms of like colors. But it's usually like the more color, the more detail, obviously, the longer it's going to take. Like comic book pages, I paint my comic book pages fairly small, and they can take from like 6 to 12 hours, which I think is, you know, it's a long time to like sit and do it. But like if you can do a page in a day, then, you know, you're onto something good. But yeah, I try not to spend too long on any one piece, because I get pretty bored of them pretty quick. So if I don't finish a painting in one day, I usually won't finish it at all.
You also made zines too at one point, right? Or you still make zines, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like books, I've got my latest one I just did, black ink. Let's find a good. There's a cool Leatherface drawing in there.
Fuck, man.
That's sick.
And, yeah, one for the lads.
Yeah.
Some nice tips. So yeah, I mean, that's like since college, I just like I realized I love looking at art books. That's the way I prefer to look at art. Like galleries are cool, but I prefer to have a book by an artist I like, and I can just look through it whenever I want, as much as I want, for as long as I want. And I realized that's what I want to do, is make books. So for the last few years, I've been able to put out quite a few of my own, like self-published art books. I started doing zines. I almost lost my job. I worked at my college. I left college, and then I hung out there for a 6 months because I still had friends there. And then the art technician left because he was like saying very sexually suggestive things to students.
Oh, God.
So he was asked politely to leave. But then they basically gave me his job for the next 6 months. And part of that was I was given a card to use the photocopier with like X amount of copies on it. So I just make my own zines. And then my boss caught wind of that. She pulls me into the office and she says, "You're taking the piss. Like, stop that shit or you're going to get fired." So making zines, like, it almost lost me my job. But yeah, that's something I've always done. I've always loved all that shit, art books and zines and stuff. That's the good shit. Punk, hip hop, graffiti, it all goes perfectly well with like, zines and stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any future plans for either for next year, or what do you plan to do for next year? Or upcoming events, projects.
Are there going to be more acids
or tits?
Oh,
I'm a big fan.
yeah.
Well, most
the
fans are
asses.
big fans, but you. He's oh god, jeez. Getting a little comfortable sitting next to him.
And your fault for giving me that pillow.
Well, happy birthday.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Dude,
The asses.
Did you see that? No, I don't think you saw that episode. You want to tell him real quick?
Go for it.
So for my birthday, he gave me these giant bosom pillow plushie, and I was extremely
I did
happy.
see that. I did.
Oh, so you saw that. You saw that.
This fucking
That was
guy
great.
for like a good 20 minutes after was like, damn.
And we lived it.
He's like, so this is what it feels like, huh? And I don't have,
I'd be
I don't
exactly
have to
the
deal with the
same.
back pain. It's like, oh, fucking shit.
I'd never need another woman again. This is perfect.
Exactly. I got myself.
Oh, fuck. You got yourself?
Yeah.
So you like chicks with dicks, huh?
No, not that portion of it.
Oh, not that portion. Oh, okay.
But
Hey,
anyways,
whatever floats your boat, I don't give a fuck.
but anyways, back to the question about having the future plans and whatnot.
Sure. Well, asses are usually the bulk of those appear in November for Buckvember, so there's that to look forward to. I mean, not to get too deep, but like this past year has been really bad, like mental health wise. I've just not had a great time in general. And there's been a lot of like rejection from like publishers and people. So I've been trying to sort of roll with it, but I'm hoping to like, the new year comes in, get on top of stuff. I've got a few things planned for like to build a really decent comic book portfolio to try and get that out there a bit more. I'm not expecting like Marvel and DC level because my work doesn't really fit in with, the garbage they put out. But just trying to get more traction because, as I say, I really, as much as I hate to say it, I'm an Instagram artist because that's just how it is. So I'd like to get at least somewhere on the path towards making an art income outside of Instagram, so I don't have to lean on Instagram quite so much. And there's always the chance that my account will get deleted again, and if that happens, that's my livelihood just fucking gone down the toilet. So trying to build some way like that. Otherwise, it's just trying to keep going. New comics, more butts, more tits, more violence, more murder.
Yes, I approve this message. Not to get off topic, but I don't know if you've seen the comics that he's been producing about us. Have you seen those yet?
Maybe a couple of little pieces here and there. But,
so for
It's
those,
only a solo thing. I have to talk to you guys about it.
yeah, but you're the artist, to be honest, behind it. But a lot of people think those are digital, but they're honestly they're all drawings, just inked out, and that's it.
Who think they're digital?
They're
Who thinks they're
some
digital?
people.
Oh, I was going to say, what?
Some people, but the fact that it's not digital at all, they're really just they're hand drawn comics, and I think that's why I want you to keep producing it because they're so fucking they're dope. They're hand drawn and they're not digital at all. They're
Oh my god!
yeah, no, it's dope. It's back to that time where we're talking about how you know it the digital and the hand painted shit. Like again, your comics, the 1011 comics are all hand drawn, which you people know that they're all hand drawn. So back to because you sometimes they do
say it slower.
They're hand drawn comics.
Right into the nipple. Right into the nipple.
Hello there.
Be careful, it's gonna talk back.
Oh God. But yeah. What else?
No,
What else?
there's definitely something to be said for like hand drawn shit because it's that point where people see something cool and like maybe assume it's digital, especially if it's like clean. But now it's getting towards where like people will say, "Oh, is that AI? Is that some fucking AI produced artwork?" And it's like, no, I sat down and I fucking drew it. And people, I think, when people see that you actually sit down and you draw your shit, you do it all by hand, and you've got a stack of paper that is all the work you've produced. People sort of like don't necessarily get amazed by that, but I think they really appreciate the fact that there are still people hand drawing stuff.
And I feel like people have lost sight of that too, where people they just don't appreciate it as more as they did, you know, back in the days, which hand drawing was king. And I mean, it is still, but it's becoming less and less and less that people appreciate it, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks. With your art too, another thing is that your material is not even expensive that you use. It's all shit you go buy for like the low, which is crazy. And that shows you that you really don't need to spend fucking hundreds of dollars on expensive shit to produce quality shit like that. And that's another thing that I've learned too from you as well, is that you can make anything work if you know how to work around it. And coming from a poverty, poor background, which we both grew up, you make the best of what you have, whatever you have, even from cheap acrylics to ball pen to number 2 pencils, whatever you have, you try to make the best of it, and that's all you can do. And I encourage people to try even highlighters and anything that you buy for a couple bucks. Try it out, and who knows, it might work for you, and you might just keep buying those products instead of buying expensive shit. But it just varies, I guess. I mean, if you want to buy expensive shit, go for it. If that makes you feel better and you think you create better with it, go for it. But, you know, try from the basic if you want to, you know, do that. So,
yeah,
I approve that.
Yeah, I feel like completely. Yeah, absolutely same. Yeah, no, I did a video a little while ago, where I went to the pound shop, the dollar store, and got some paper, some pens, and whatever, and made some pictures with those just to show that, like, yeah, you don't need fucking expensive oil paints and, you know, hard pressed fucking Bristol board at 250 GSM and sable hair brushes, like, because it's a really cold take to say there's a lot of elitism in art, because there just is. And a lot of people do get really sort of like on their high horse about, you know, expensive materials and paints and canvases and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I remember sitting outside my bedroom, because I shared a bedroom, so I couldn't do it in the bedroom. It was early morning, sit outside the bedroom with the light on the floor with a box of random pens and pencils, just like whatever was lying around, I managed to scrape together. And just drawing fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. So I never had like paint sets and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, like you say, you make what you can with what you got. And I think that's really the best, most genuine way to do it, rather than, you know, well, you see artwork produced by like rich kids who've got like all the materials in the world and a purpose-built studio space, and their art is the wackest shit you've ever seen. It's the dullest, most boring fucking garbage.
Yeah. Jordan Jones had a point about people from prison. They don't have shit like that either. They can never have that opportunity to get good shit. So
they come up and make their own shit.
Yeah, and you've seen it, and we've all seen it. People from prison making absolutely insane art with whatever they have, and that's a really good example that Jordan's point. And if somebody's gonna get into art, you should always try with the basics and whatever is the cheapest first, and start from there. That's all. I mean,
I always figured if and eventually when I get locked away, art is absolutely going to save me. Like, give me a notebook and a biro, and I'm good to go. And then, you know, I spent years and years drawing my own porn because we didn't have internet when I was younger. So I'm drawing porn for other inmates, paying for extra meals and shit, drawing tattoo designs. Like, art is going to save me when I get locked up in prison. So I'm happy for that. Yo, my phone's telling me my data's about to run out, and so if I use Wi-Fi, you're going to see nothing of me. So I might have to call it quits there for now.
It's actually right on time.
Yeah, it's right on time, so it's perfect.
Oh shit, it is.
Yeah, it's already an hour. So any shout outs, any handles you want to put out there, or any final words you want to give out there to your fans and whoever's watching?
Oh shit, where's my thing? My new book, Black Ink, is available at ewan.com. Go there, buy my new book. My comics are there. But follow me on Instagram, whatever. Just, I don't care. Fucking shut up. Everyone shut up and die. There you go. It's my final words. Just fuck up and die.
Don't worry, we will put links in the description. I think it just
cut off.
Yeah, I think it just did.
But anywho, we want to thank him for being on and whatnot. And so this will be on YouTube, so check it out. Check him out. Check his fucking beautiful art. And then
his only cones is coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
oh God, I really did touch it.
Yeah, you did. We'll see you, I guess, not this next Saturday, but the following Saturday. Oh, we're gonna have a Christmas shindig going on, so we'll make a quick video of the Christmas shiza. So stay tuned for that, and just thank you guys for joining us. Follow us. We're gonna be on Twitch more. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and all that good shit. So we appreciate you, and that's it for me.
Oh, he said thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys again, and support us. And we're gonna come out with some more shit. So
that's it. And always like, subscribe, finger our bells. You know what to do. Share it. Show it to grandma. Show it to grandpa. Why not? Give them a quick little.
Ewan. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. It's been a wonderful time. So thank you again for being with us.
Don't forget, we also have merch. You want to support the show? Get our fucking merch. If you don't know how to get it, you could directly hit us up.
Yeah, and our link tree is on our box. Check that out. And yeah, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
You think that's it?
Only span. All right, guys. Bye. See you.